But anyway, oh, good, great. Now, but anyway, it was the boss is here now. He finally made it from New York. So anyway, I just want to say now after we meet with the governor, then I'll explain to you why I decided to endorse and back this incredible man. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much for coming tonight. Now, thank you very much. You know what? I am very aware that most of you came to see Chuck. And my feelings are not hurt. Thank you very much. But I want to say how much I appreciate Chuck and Gina Norris. They have been wonderful to travel all over Iowa and New Hampshire with us. In fact, because some exciting things are happening. And everywhere we've been, we've had crowds like this that just have filled up the room and overflowed the capacity. And I think when people are saying, what's going on? Not just in New Hampshire, but across this country. What's going on? I'll tell you what's going on. People are ready to see this country get back on track. They're ready to see this country come together, to quit fighting Republicans and Democrats, left and right, liberals and conservatives, and start being Americans first and foremost, and to solve problems, because that's what people are frustrated with. Several years ago, I was speaking at a Lincoln Day dinner banquet, Republican banquet up in North Arkansas. I was lieutenant governor at the time, been in the office about a year or so. And I got there early, and there was a large crowd that was gathered, nothing like this. This many people don't vote Republican in Arkansas in the whole thing. Pretty good sized crowd, a couple hundred people for that state. That's a lot of Republicans in one place. A lot of them just were there to kind of see, was there such a thing as a Republican? In Arkansas, a Republican is about as popular as a fire hydrant in a neighborhood full of dogs. So you can get the picture that it's not an easy thing to be one. So we got to the place, and I thought, well, you know, I'm early, and therefore, as everybody comes through to pick up their plates for the buffet, I'll stand right there where they pick up their plates. And as they help their plates with the food, I'll get a chance to shake hands with and say hello to every single person who's here. Made perfect sense to me, so that's what I did. And I visited with everybody and talked to all of them. They went and were seated. And after they all had their seats, I looked around, nobody else was coming. So I picked up my plate. I was going to start going through and get food. About that time, the young man working at the hotel where the event was held said, "Excuse me, sir, do you have a ticket?" And I said, well, actually, I don't have a ticket. You see, I'm the speaker tonight, and they didn't tell me I needed the ticket since I was speaking. And he said, well, I don't know about that. All I know is I'm not supposed to let anybody have a plate unless they have a ticket. And I said, well, I guess you don't recognize me. I'm Mike Huckabee. I'm your lieutenant governor. And he said, oh, wow, that's cool, man. I never met the lieutenant governor before. But I still can't let you have a plate unless you have a ticket. I realized I wasn't getting anywhere with this young man, so I went and sat at the head table. When I sat down, the chairman of the event, a guy named Dick Holman, looked at me. He said, were you not hungry? I said, well, Dick, actually, I was hungry, but the young man back there told me if I didn't have a ticket, I couldn't get a plate. When I told him that, the color just left his face. You could see he was just, he was humiliated. And he jumped up out of his chair. I grabbed him by the coat. I pulled him back down to the chair. And I said, now, Dick, first of all, settle down. Secondly, sit down. You are not going back there, and you will not say one word to that young man. I said, that is the first teenager I've seen that did exactly what he was told to do in a long, long time. Leave him alone. Now, the reason I wanted to tell you that is because, quite frankly, when we elect people, we send them with a mission. After all, they do work for us. It's not the other way around. And yet sometimes people get elected, they go to Washington, and they forget who works for who. When people get elected to go to Washington, they have not become a part of the ruling class because the voters who sent them in this country, they are the ruling class. And the ones elected are supposed to be the servant class. But it seems like that a lot of the folks in the servant class forgot they were the serving class. thought they were the ruling class, and thought they could make rules that they lived under that we don't have to. And as a result, today we've got some serious problems in this country, and I believe if you'll look at what's happening all over this country, record turnouts in votes. Now, a lot of times record turnouts aren't happening because everybody's happy. Record turnout means people are ready to turn out some folks who've been there a long time. And I think tonight we're talking about making some serious changes in America.